Good morning, fiber friends. Welcome to another episode of the Knit, Knot, and Weave podcast. My name is Dorothy, and I'm coming to you from Columbia, Maryland, and I'm wishing you a very happy New Year's Eve. So, yes, it is the morning of the 31st. I thought I would make one more video to wrap everything up. This is my little corner of the YouTube where I document and share my fibery adventures with you all. And I thought it was time to wrap up the 2024 year. So if you are into or have any interest in knit, crochet, yarn dyeing, weaving, spinning, welcome to the crazy, and let's get started. Once again, welcome. If you are a returning viewer, welcome so much. Happy to have you back in my living room with me. And if you are a new viewer and you have just found me, welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the crazy. So today is December 31st, and I thought I would do one last episode to close out the year and share the rest of my Advents with you all so that we can start fresh in January. So I have a mug of coffee this morning. So why don't you grab yourself a cup of something warm and let's get started. So I have my sweater weather mug with a nice hot cup of coffee. So I don't have any finished objects to share with you, but I do have a finished object. It is just not here. So I did manage to finish my niece's Mexican blanket for her and her fiance for Christmas. And I will insert some pictures here to share with you all. She very much loved the blanket. It was knit with wool ease, and I used the colors Fisherman. And this is what it, and now for my blanket, I did 2 extra repeats of the chart. So I used 4 balls of Fisherman's, and this is what's left of ball number 4. I used 2 balls of gray marble, and this is all that's left of the second ball. I used 3 skeins of Air Force, and I used just a little bit of this 3rd skein. And I'm still missing a skein of this. It is hiding somewhere in my house. And I used 4 balls of petrol, and this is what's left of the 4th ball. So it was a very quick and easy knit. I want to say, I think I started it on the 17th. Let me check my notes on Ravelry. Oh, I started it on December 15th, and I did manage to finish it on Christmas. So my niece is a nurse, and she was working on Christmas Day. So I didn't get to work. She was with us on Christmas Eve, but she was not with us on Christmas Day. So I did not get to work on it Christmas Eve. I worked on it Christmas Day after we opened all of our gifts, and I got it finished. And then the next day, the 26th, we went to my niece's house, and we had a little mini Christmas celebration there where she could open all her gifts and she could share her new home with us and her new Christmas setup. So it was a lot of fun. And as you can tell from this picture, I think she is thoroughly going to enjoy her blanket. Unfortunately, her fiance was not there. He was away, but I am sure he will enjoy it just as much as she does. And that is really all I have for finished objects this week. Didn't get a whole lot of knitting done. So let's move on to whips. So first up, I have my mom's sweater, which, as you've guessed, since I still have it, I did not finish it in time for Christmas. But I managed to get my niece Maya to try it on because she's very close to my mother's size, and it was the right size. Thank you, Lord. And here we have it. It's a little wonky right now because I'm on the sleeves. So I've got I'm covering my mouth. I am halfway down the sleeves. So Christmas morning, after we opened all of our gifts and we're settling in before we had Christmas dinner, I had my mom try it on, and I was able to measure what length she wanted the sleeves because she did want 3/4 sleeves. We discussed putting in split hem, and she liked that idea. She also wants somewhat of a rounded split hem, so I will have to figure out how to do that. I know it's short rows, but I've never done a split hem that way, and I'm trying to think that if I round it and then I do ribbing on the bottom to match the ribbing of the collar, which is a 1x1, I think it's a 1x1 twisted rib. Yeah, it's a 1x1 twisted rib. How that's going to work when I come to the corner where they meet, I guess. I don't know what I'm trying to say. But this will hopefully be finished soon. It will probably wind up getting mailed to her because they are heading down to Florida sometime in January. Yes, they are snow bunnies. They'll be down there for a couple of months, and I'll be able to finish this and then mail it to her. I am using Galileo Sport Weight yarn, which is a 50/50 merino bamboo, and I'm really liking how it's knitting up. I can't wait to block this and really see. My only concerns are where I had to join new yarns because I haven't woven them in. And I'm really going to have to do a good job of weaving them in so that they don't show. Like right there, I could see, I don't know if you could see it in the, right there. See that little weird setup right there? Not setup, but those wonky stitches. It's because they are not woven in. So I'm probably gonna have to do a really good job of weaving in stitches on this sweater. But I am pleased with the progress. It is working up nicely. I am enjoying this knit. Now that the lace is done, I don't have to look at charts really. I just have to work along and measure it. I am, since I'm modifying the pattern, I picked up the number of stitches that were required, and I am decreasing every 10 rows. So far, my mom's got pretty much my arms that are about my size, so pretty soon here I'll be able to just knit straight and then do the 1x1 ribbing. So she's happy with it. She likes the color very much. It is definitely in her color wheel, though she's never had her colors done. This is definitely her color, and I'm just super pleased. We had an absolutely wonderful Christmas morning. I took some videos of my family opening up their gifts, and I will share that at the end. It is so heartwarming to me to watch them open the gifts that I've made for them, because they are so knit-worthy, and the expressions and the exclamations that they share with me are just they really refill my cup. And even my two brother-in-laws who didn't really grow up with this tradition in the family. Actually, I shouldn't say that, because Eric has some crocheted items from his grandmother, I believe. But they are such big supporters of my makings that it's, like I said, it's a blessing and a curse, because it really does fill my heart with joy that they are excited to get handmade items, and it can be a curse because they always want handmade items. But this was definitely the biggest amount, the largest amount, most, I don't know what I'm saying, but I managed to make a homemade gift for almost everybody in the family. So it was a lot of fun. We had a wonderful Christmas morning. We had it at my sister's house, because my sister has the bigger house down here in Maryland. And I brought over breakfast, and she cooked Thanksgiving. I'm sorry, Thanksgiving. Listen to me. She cooked Christmas Eve dinner, and she was cooking Christmas dinner. I made Christmas breakfast. So I made a French toast casserole. I made two French toast casseroles. One I made with challah bread, which was just yummy. And then one I made with cinnamon raisin bread, which was just as yummy. And we had some bacon with that. We had my mom's neighbor makes this yummy, so buttery bread that we look forward to it every year at Christmas and Easter. Those are the two holidays that Janice brings a loaf of her bread over to my mom. And it is yummy, delicious, but it has so much butter in it for flavor that it's really good that we only get it twice a year. So the sweater I made for my father fits him perfectly. I can't even explain how well it fits him for not having him here to try it on at every step, and for being a bottom-up first colorwork sweater. I was just so thrilled. You could see in his smile that he was happy to get it. He wore it the day after Christmas. I was so pleased. I don't even know what else to say, but I will share a montage of videos at the end of my family opening up Christmas gifts. Next up in my fat squirrel bag, I have my Musselburgh, because even though I was not done with my mom's sweater after Christmas, I just needed a break from some Christmas knitting, and so I went back to my hat and I made progress. I did what, about another inch and a half, 2 inches maybe. So this is still like a lot of fun. This is like TV knitting for me, because I don't have to think about it. I'm just moving up the progress keeper. I don't have to think about it. It's just round and round knitting. I am using Fiber Hustle yarn. It is their Superwash BFL nylon base 7525, and the colorway is so fresh, so clean. And you can see that there is no pooling or flashing in this skein so far. I am just loving it. I'm loving the colors. So beautiful. I think I just might keep this one for myself instead of putting it in the gift basket, but who knows? I'm going to try and go as long as I can to try and use up the whole skein. And the skein has 464 yards, so that might be way more than I need. So at least I'll have a little bit left over to put in my jelly roll blanket and who knows what else. We'll see. But I'm very pleased with how this is coming out. And then next up, I did work a little bit more on my brother-in-law's socks. So I managed to get them almost done. I just need to cut in and put in the heels. This is mustache yarn in their basically their C3PO colorway. They are very well matched, maybe just slightly off, but I don't think anybody's going to notice once they're on his feet. Hopefully he will like them. These should be done and in the mail, I'm hoping this weekend so that he can get them in time for La Befana, which is basically Little Christmas, but that's what we celebrate in Italy. That's what we grew up celebrating, La Befana. So I'm pleased with that. This is all I have left of the 2 skeins. So I may or may not be able to get a pair of shorties for myself out of these. I'm not sure. I have not weighed them yet, so I don't know what's left. And there's definitely plenty left in this mini to do the heels. So I'm super excited. I'm sure I have more silver or gray in my stash to do the heels, but I would love to find something that matched maybe that blue and do toes, heels, and cuffs in that blue if I have anything that matches it. But these will be done shortly and we'll be moving forward on that. And that is in my Knit for Brains bag. I hope you all had a wonderful, wonderful holiday season, whether you celebrated Christmas, whether you are still celebrating Hanukkah or Kwanzaa. And if you celebrate nothing, well then, happy Festivus. And if you know where that came from, put it in the comments below. And maybe next episode I will pick for a prize, and that'll give me time to find a prize. There we go. Happy Festivus. What's that from? So my last work in progress is actually a new cast on. I don't know what possessed me to start casting on, but I did. I have several different types of mohairs in my stash that I want to try and use. They're different bases of mohairs because I keep hearing other knitting podcasters who claim this is the softest mohair they've ever felt, or this is the best mohair. So sometime last year I picked up like 1 skein of mohair in these different bases, and I've decided I'm going to knit a hat and try and see if there really is a difference to me, because I do have a little, I guess, sensory issue with hairy yarns, and I'm hoping that I can find something that will look nice when I've knit it with something, when I hold it with another yarn, because I do so love the look of those types of sweaters. They just look so warm and cozy and squishy, and so we'll see. So the first one I'm using is Sanis Garn Tin Silk Mohair. It is in the colorway, and it's not on here, 4672. I think it's Blackberry. So here it is, and I bought the matching Sunday yarn, which is, okay, 100% merino wool. So that's, again, Sanis Garn Sunday yarn, and I knit the 2 of them together. And I've just decided to make a top-down hat. I was going to make the, what am I thinking of? Oh, the Oslo hat by Petite Knits, the mohair edition. But after reading the yardage requirements, I didn't have enough yardage of any of these because they needed 2 skeins of each. So I just decided to cast on a top-down hat. I basically used the beginnings of the Musselburgh hat and I'm just knitting it top down as far as I can, and then I'll put a brim on it, and then I'll do the same with the others, and we'll see if I feel a difference between any of them. I have these little stitch or needle toppers that my friend Judy gave me as a Christmas gift, and they say, "Don't be a hippopotamus." I thought they were hysterical, and obviously she did too. She has a sick sense of humor, just like I do, and that's why we get along so well. So that is a new cast on and a whip, and it's in my little London bag that my friend Ellen got me last time she went to London, and that is what I have been working on since Christmas. It was 3 wonderful days with the family. I spent pretty much all day from after my morning coffee until almost close to bedtime with my family for 72 hours. It was a lot for me, only because I am not really used to that much stimulation all day long. Don't get me wrong, I love my family. I love when my nieces are around so that I could play with them and get to know them and hear about what's going on in their life. But it's a lot of stimulation. So when I come home at night, it was just kind of like, peace. And then 3 days in a row of that. And Saturday, after my family left and headed back to New York, it was just kind of like, whew, I don't have to go anywhere. I don't have to do anything. And I didn't. I didn't even work out those couple of days that they were here. That's how much I was with family while they were here. I went back to the gym Sunday, and oh my God, it hurt. Because of course, you know, I didn't go for a couple of days, and not that you lose muscle tone in that many days, but when you haven't gone several days in a row and you go back and you push yourself to do your normal weight set the first time out, you get a little sore. Plus, you know, knitting all day long for 3 days to try and get everything done doesn't help either. But I am happy with what I have accomplished for Christmas this year. So let's move on to Advent. So first up, I'm going to finish sharing the Yarn Ink Advent that was Friends, and number 18 is Unagi, which is a beautiful teal. Yummy, yummy, yummy. I would love a sweater in that. And then let's see, 19 is Smelly Cat. Here we are getting a bit more greenish, not quite sure. And then 20 is I'm fine. So definitely a little bit more greeny teal now. This is a beautiful, beautiful fade. Oops. And then 21 is, it's a Moo Point. Oops. Can't lose my colorways. And I thought we were going into greens, but now I'm thinking maybe we're going into like blacker blues? Not quite sure. And then 22 is called 7. Yep, I think we're definitely going into the blacker blues here. Pretty. And day 23 is shut up, shut up, shut up. Oh, this is going to be a beautiful fade. I was actually thinking of doing a brioche shawl with it. Now I can't think of the name of the pattern. It was a male designer. I'll look it up. 24 is, this is brand new information. Definitely getting into the navier blues now. Heading towards navy. Or a denim blue maybe. And then the last one, 25, is, well, you still haven't taken down the Christmas lights. And there we have it. So pretty. So that was the Yarn Ink Advent in the Friends theme. Definitely enjoyed this one. The colors are simply beautiful, and I would recommend this for next year if you are looking for an Advent. So let's move on to the next Advent. So the next Advent is the end of the Hedgehog Fibers Fiber Advent. And we're starting with day 18. And I need my glasses to read these tiny, tiny writings on the box. I mean, look at how tiny that is. So this is a 70% superfine merino, 30% cashmere. Ooh, look at those. These are going to be fun to spin up. I don't know what I'm going to spin with them yet. Like, obviously I'm going to spin yarn, but I don't know where it's going to go from there. And then day 19 is 50% superwash BFL, 25% silk, and 25% glitter. And ooh, do you see that glittery? Is it gold? Yep, it's gold stellina. But look at those colors. Ooh, pretty, pretty, pretty. I haven't decided if I'm going to try and spin these up separately into 24 little mini skeins, or if I'm going to spin 12 together and then another 12 and then do a 2-ply, or if I'm going to do, let me see, 6, 6, and 6 maybe. 6 times 3 is 18. I don't know. And do a 3-ply. But this is 100% Cori, which I'm pretty sure is Cordale. Nice pinks. It'll be interesting if I decide to do combo spins with these to see how they all play together. It's an interesting idea. This is 50% superfine merino and 50% baby camel. Oh, look at those intense colors. Pretty. Wow. And then for 22, we have a 50% Rambouillet, 38% BFL, and 12% Sari silk. Thinking the Sari silk is the black that's in there. So pretty. And day 23 is 100% superwash merino. Oh, purples and mauves. Nice. And then the very last one is 70% superfine merino, 30% cashmere. Ooh, pretty. So I have enjoyed opening up fiber advents. I don't know if I would do it again, truthfully. I guess we'll see what happens when I spin these up. If I can spin them up fine enough that I can, or not fine enough, but thin enough that I can actually get 24 mini skeins that are, what am I trying to think of, substantial length. Like if I could do fingering weight and get 80 to 90 yards out of each one, that might be worth it. So we'll see about that. I'm just gonna put these on the floor and I'm gonna pull up the World of Wool Advent, and we are on day 18, which is where? Right here. It is called Shoemaker, and it is 50% Faroe Island, 25% South American, and 25% bio nylon. The Elves and the Shoemaker. Oh, that was one of my favorite stories. I was always into elves and fairies and all those things growing up. It's definitely a fantasy girl. Ooh, pretty. Now these are all 50-gram skeins, so this would be worth it. So even if they spin up, even if I spin them up on DK weight, I could use them in something, right? Maybe a shawl. Ooh. We'll see, we'll see, we'll see. The 19 is The Little Troll Princess. The Little Troll Princess is the story of Boo, a young troll who was tricked by his cruel siblings to visit a human village. Never heard of that one. So this is a 50% merino, 37.5% Shetland, and 12.5% BFL blend. I see purpley pinks and ooh, and blues and blacks. Very pretty. Oh, this is going to be fun. These are going to be fun to spin up. Day 20 is Mr. Bingle. So it's quite likely you haven't heard of Mr. Bingle unless you live in New Orleans. Or possibly Louisiana. We found him interesting and definitely not slightly creepy. Okay. So this is a 50% Cormo, 25% Lonk, and 25% Lotus blend. I'm guessing lotus must be some sort of a flower. Ooh, pretty cream. All natural. Yummy, yummy, yummy. It has a slight sheen to it. I'm wondering if that's from the lotus. Very nice. Trying to get these back in these bags is somewhat tricky sometimes. I don't know how they got them in the bags in the first place. So 21 is Buddy. I'm sure it's Buddy from the Elf. Yep. So Buddy is 62% Shetland, 20% South American, 8% Merino, 5% viscose, and 5% trilobal nylon. No idea what trilobal nylon is. I will have to look that one up. Ooh, and I see greens, which makes sense because he was an elf. So pretty. A little hint of yellow. And these white little nippy things. I'm guessing that's maybe the nylon. Or it could be the viscose. I don't know. So that's Buddy. Oops. 22 is Mrs. Claus. And Mrs. Claus is 37.5% rose, 25% BFL, 25% Shetland, and 12.5% bio nylon. Ooh, pretty reds and pinks and hints of orange and yellow. Nice. With a nice sheen to it. I wonder what's the, maybe it's the rose and the nylon. I don't know. This is going to be fun. 23 is Emmett. And Emmett is, you may remember this charming little book which became a television special in 1970. Inspired by the gift of the Magi, Emmett and Ma Otter each want to get the other something special for Christmas. Never heard of that one. Have you? So this is a mix, 25% Shetland, 25% New Zealand, 25% bamboo, 20% South American, and 5% viscose. Interesting. Oh. Okay, this looks more Halloween-y to me. With blues and oranges. Nice. Very nice. And we have two more before this one is done. 24 is Family Tree. So Family Tree is inspired by Julia Donaldson's Stickman, which tells the story of Stickman and his journey back to the family tree. Okay, never heard of that one either. But this is a 50% 14.5 micron merino, 17% camel, 17% cashmere, and 16% yak. And oh yes, that is a tree color for sure. And oh so soft. Oh my. So soft. And 25 is Merry Christmas, Yoo-hoo. There was nearly a riot when we realized we didn't have any characters from everyone's favorite chilly, freezing cold film. Since we'd already covered Snowman and a few animals, we decided we would instead focus on a smaller character that made a big impression with his big summer blowout. We are talking about Oaken, everyone's favorite trading post and sauna owner. Doesn't ring a bell to me. But this is a 50% merino, 25% Shetland, and 25% Tussa silk. Ooh. This has hints of like a yellow-green, very pale, hints of pink, that turquoisey blue. Pretty. Oops, sorry. And that is the end of my advents. So I hope you are all having a wonderful holiday. I'm going to put this down so you don't hear any more crinkling. I hope you have had a wonderful holiday. If you are still celebrating, many, many joyous occasions to you all. If you are planning on going out this evening, please be safe. If you are going out celebrating, please be sure to have a designated driver or have Uber on your phone to make sure that you get home safely. I hope 2025 brings you so much joy and happiness in this crazy world that we are living in. I am trying to be positive for the new year. I'm trying to be a little bit more zen with myself and not getting worked up over things. But we'll see what happens. Oh, I forgot to share with you guys. I got my niece a set of clays that are air dry clays, and it's something that she wanted, and she opened it up on Christmas, and she made me this cute little bowl to put all my stitch markers in. Is that not adorable? So it doesn't feel like clay. It feels like it's all dried now. It's all air dried, but it's got like a spongy feeling to it, almost like a dense foam. So I have a cute little stitch mark holder from my niece already. And oh, one last thing. I started spinning, and because I couldn't do it during the Christmas season. I had to work on Christmas gifts. But Friday night was a spin night at our local yarn shop. They have a once a month spin-in on a Friday evening. And so me and my girlfriends went. We had a lovely time, and I brought my Nanette Wakes braid. It's Falkland Merino, and it is the Roses Are Red. So this was the colorway that you all voted and said I should spin up next. So I have half of it spun up, and here's the other half, all nice and floofy and waiting to be spun up and then plied together. So hopefully this will be ready to share on my next episode in 2025. I have been considering what my goals will be for 2025, and I haven't said anything in writing yet. But one of the things I am definitely need to do is really start shopping from my stash. And in order for me to do that, I need to reorganize my stash. Since being officially diagnosed with ADHD and learning more about this and how it works and how my brain works with it, I have come to realize that the way I organize my stash right now, which is in boxes and bins, is not really conducive to my creativity, because out of sight, out of mind, even though I have a lot of it up on Ravelry, out of sight, out of mind. So I am thinking that I am going to redo my craft room. I am going to purchase some Billy bookcases from IKEA, the ones that have the glass doors on them, because I still don't want my yarn out in the open. I've never had, knock on wood, any issues with bugs in my house, but I certainly don't want to tempt fate and entice them in. But I'm thinking of doing that pretty early on in January because I want to get it all set up so that I could see what I have, pull out all the sweater quantities that I've purchased over the years and match them up to maybe some patterns that are in my stash, because I think this year I'm also going to try and knit some patterns that I already have that I've been dreaming of knitting but never got the chance to knit. Of course, once again, I do want to get started on Christmas presents earlier. I would like to be done with Christmas presents or Christmas making by hopefully Thanksgiving. When I was younger, I would always have my Christmas shopping done by Thanksgiving because I detested, and I still do, detested going shopping between Thanksgiving and Christmas. It was just, for me, it was a nightmare. It was way overstimulation, and I did not enjoy it. So I used to have all of my Christmas shopping done before Thanksgiving. And then I would just spend Thanksgiving to Christmas wrapping them and relaxing. And I really want to try and get back to that, even though I'm making more of my gifts now. Excuse me. Sorry guys, I had to blow my nose. So where was I? Yes, Christmas. So hopefully I will be starting that a little bit earlier. I'm starting to try and think about what things I can make for my family and, and get my list going. And then as for the rest, I haven't spent too much time thinking about it. I don't think I'm going to make any real specific plans. I say that, and who knows what will happen on my next episode. My next episode will be, bringing in the new year. And so, on that note, I wish you all a very, very happy and safe New Year's Eve. If you are in the South, be sure to pull out those collard greens and those black-eyed peas, because I know how much those go on New Year's Day. I lived in the South for 6 years. I lived in Georgia. If you are Italian, make sure you have your lentils ready, because I know that's your day of eating for wealth and money and health and prosperity and whatever else we think that food will bring us. So without further ado, I wish you all the very, very best in this coming year. Thank you so much for spending your time with me, and I look forward to seeing you all in 2025. Ciao, ciao. I love you all.
One seems to hear words of good cheer from everywhere, filling the air. Oh, how they found, raising the sound, o'er hill and dale, telling their tale. Hail they ring, while people sing songs of good cheer. Christmas is here. Merry, 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 merry Christmas. Merry, 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 merry Christmas. On these end, on without end. Dear joyful tone to every home. Hark how the bells, sweet silver bells, all sing the same tune. Ding dong, ding dong. One seems to hear words of good cheer from everywhere, filling the air. Oh, how they pound, raising the sound, our hill and dale.
Use Legos. No liar.
Where'd you get? Oh, wow. Let me see. I got the box. I want the box. I got the box.
Oh, thank you. Oh my god. Yes. I might wear this today.
Wow. Dorothy made that. Yeah.
Put it on, Dad.
That's right.
Yes. Sorry, thank you.
Huh?
Really bad accident. The guy in the van,
Oh, car accident?
and I think it was a couple of times.
No, he got an aneurysm.
Yeah.
Oh.
He got an
And then he
aneurysm,
couldn't play the
and then he
drums
couldn't play the
anymore.
well, he could play the drums, but he couldn't play the drums enough to tour or be in the band. So he had to make a really bad.
What?
Like the music industry, they really do hit you against each other.
Right, no, but you could tell, like, they were brothers.
No, yeah. I'm saying like that's cool.
I left it at home.
Right on, Dad.
What is it?
Now I'm mad.
What is it?
Are you hot?
Every Star Wars game that's ever come out,
Switch, and it's Star Wars, I heard
It'll
it.
make you warmer.
but it's 7 Star Wars video games that I always played growing up.
Oh, thanks, Mommy.
Because it has a
You're so sweet.
It's a different.
Oh, that is awesome.
It's a
Dorothy, you made that? That is so cool.
I love it.
Mark, just so you know, I also spun that yarn.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Where does Gabriella get it?
What does that mean to spit? Oh, this side.
It was fiber. It was from the sheep.
Oh, wow.
So you can't put that in the washing machine.
Oh, you cannot.
No.
Nice.
But is it a bag?
You can hang it up in your room to hold stuff. You could or he could eat some of your dirty clothes.
I did. It could fit in her stocking because some people overstuff the stocking.
As long as somebody else wants to pay. Because you know something.
Sticker thing. So she can make a sticker.
Thank you, Paul and
Is
Maya.
there ink in this?
Oh, wow.
It doesn't use those.
Nice. Warm.
It's so funny.
And the little one I thought you could hang in your car.
Is it the card?
Yes, you can.
Eric, did you see the little one?
Yep, 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 yep. Thank
And
you.
Juliana, I spun that yarn too.
Like how I told you.
You know what?
Cute.
Your mom's scared me, so I got 2 sides.
Well, you wore it. Yeah.
I can never put Ranger yet. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Praise the Lord. It's the next time on the other side. Is it? You did that.
I like
I
it.
love it. I love it.
Nice.
I like it with the color.
Thank you, Priya. I'm gonna start with you. What are you gonna go chop down some trees? It's a kit. You gotta make sure.
Oh no! The Grinch came and visited me and messed up the sweater. I had a full sweater when I wrapped it.
It's a kit.
Sorry, Mom. I gotta finish it.
Very pretty. What was the other one? Thank you.
You're welcome.
I got a new blanket. And you're not touching it. And you're not touching
You have to open it up.
How long does that take you to make? Wow.
it. Is it Tetris?
Yep.
That's hilarious.
Find
Right when I saw that one.
find the tag.
There it is.
2 years.
It took forever to crochet.
Read the back.
That's why she couldn't finish in my sweater.
Hand wash, flat.
Did I mention it took forever?
Let's try keeping them in the box. In the box. In the box. In the box.
Non-toxic, no. So what does that mean? Oh my gosh.
That looks nice and warm. I think I should try it out. Yeah, Zia Stefania and Zia Mary were trying to steal it. The other side, the other side.